If you get this number right, then you're adding muscle and you're limiting the amount of calories left available to store fat. So which is better for burning fat, short walks or long walks? Well, short walks under 30 minutes mostly burn carbs and glycogen, but they can tap into fat. Longer walks shift your body into fat as a primary fuel source once those carbs have run low. So longer equals more fat burn, right? Not really. That's only part of the story. A calorie deficit is the real game changer. Walking alone doesn't guarantee fat loss. Calories do. No matter how long you walk, if you consume more calories than you're burning, your body stays in storage mode, not burning mode. At least not fat burning mode. Think of your body like a gas grill. When a flame is burning in a gas grill, if you turn off the propane supply, the flame will continue to burn until the fuel line is empty. And unlike that grill, which only has one fuel source, our bodies have a really nice backup fuel source, and it's called fat. So yes, walking helps if you stay in a caloric deficit. Fasted walking, like I do for 30 to 45 minutes before breakfast, is powerful for a few reasons. The first reason is the glycogen is burned off first. So you burn stored carbs right away, which is a small amount of fuel compared to the fat fuel that your body carries. Then there's fat, like we just mentioned. Once your carbs dip to a certain point, your body shifts from carbs to burn another fuel source. In this case, it burns stored fat. I like fasted walking because it's easy, it's effective, and it's sustainable, especially as you get older. But short walks still have value. Short walks, especially after meals, help with blood sugar stabilization, so you can avoid that afternoon or evening slump. And if you walk short distances consistently, the frequent movement keeps your metabolism up. But remember this, a short walk alone won't create a calorie deficit big enough to melt fat unless you're also eating properly. My combined strategy for fat loss, it's 30 to 45 minutes of fasted walking each morning. It taps into fat storage at a pretty fast rate. Then there's meal prep plus calorie deficit, and that's going to ensure your body doesn't refill the tanks on the wrong fuel. There's also strength training plus hydration. This is important because it supports metabolism and muscle retention. Then if you want to add short post-meal walks, this will also help with digestion and blood sugar control. This combo boosts fat loss while still being simple and doable. But what about those of you who are like me and are lifting weights for muscle growth? You may want to keep your fat stores at a minimum, but at the same time still be in a surplus to supply fuel for growth. If that's you, you need to know your maintenance calories and then shoot to exceed that maintenance by only a few hundred calories. If you supply your body excess fuel, enough to meet your daily maintenance requirements, plus enough for muscle growth, everything above that will become stored fat. So it's important to find the sweet spot for maintenance plus 300 to 500 calories for muscle building. If you get this number right, then you're adding muscle and you're limiting the amount of calories left available to store fat. In other words, if your maintenance calories are 2,500 daily and you want to build muscle, you need extra fuel to support growing that extra muscle. If you only take in 2,500 calories, you're only going to maintain what muscle you already have. This is where the 300 to 500 extra calories come into play for you. But if you do 700 or more calories per day above maintenance, you'll be supplying more than your body can use to build new muscle, and at this point, you're going to be adding fat. This is why so often you'll see lifters who are bulking put on large amounts of fat. They are oversupplying their body's needs for maintenance plus muscle growth. But if your goal is to build muscle and you walk daily plus eat at maintenance or just under maintenance, you're going to struggle to add muscle. So any type of walking is going to be playing against you in that particular scenario. Here's the bottom line. For those wanting to lose body fat, calorie deficit first. Without it, there will be no fat loss. Second would be walking. Whether it's fasted walks or long walks, it's going to accelerate fat use once the glycogen is burned up. Then third, there's short walks, because these can also help, but they will not replace having yourself in a deficit. Longer, faster walks will equal more burn, but only within the larger diet context. Quite naturally, the more you're moving, the more energy you're going to be burning. But the fact still remains, if you walk 2 hours a day but still exceed your body's daily calorie requirements, you won't accomplish anything. All you'll be doing is walking daily and getting fatter. People will tell me they're walking every day, even using the fasted walking method, but not seeing any fat loss. But when you review their daily caloric intake, they're exceeding their maintenance calories, and this is preventing the body from ever using the stored fat for fuel. That's why you'll get looked at funny when you say short walks 20 minutes, while in a deficit will produce more fat loss than long walks 45 to 90 minutes in a surplus. But it's true. No number of steps can overcome a substantial caloric surplus. So for all of you watching this, whose goal is fat loss, it's this simple. Any type of movement that prevents you from being sedentary is great. But whether you walk 1 hour per day or just 20 minutes per day, the number one key is caloric deficit.